we cannot allow them to put a target on Luna's back. In the days after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, Luna engaged in a dramatic and beautiful act of nonviolent civil disobedience. What Luna did was righteous, and it's necessary now. In a social media message, the revolutionary leader, Bob Avakian, said it's not the courts, it's not the Democratic Party, it is decent people mobilizing massively and relentlessly are the force that must be relied on to defeat Trump MAGA fascism. I said there are 3 lessons to learn from Luna about that. 1, Luna was arrested chaining herself to the fence outside of a convention, a summit of the Americas, where President Biden was speaking. And why did Luna do that? Because she was calling on people not to plead to the Democratic Party, but to call out their criminality in facilitating Trump MAGA fascism. Why? Because Biden could have codified the right to abortion into law. He had the majority in the legislature. He had the presidency. He could have codified Roe. He could have expanded the Supreme Court. He knew that they were about to overturn Roe v. Wade. But why didn't he? And why did the Democratic Party leadership refuse to? Because they're more concerned about the stability of their system, about appeasing the fascism, than they are about putting something on the line and calling people out to defeat this. So Luna handcuffed herself, chained herself to outside of that fence to call on people to call out the criminality of the Democratic Party. 2, in the days after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, along with 3 other women, Luna engaged in a dramatic and beautiful act of nonviolent civil disobedience to call on people not to rely on not to rely on the Supreme Court or think that the ruling of the Supreme Court was legitimate. It was illegitimate. It was a vehicle and is today a vehicle for this fascism, now what's become Trump MAGA fascism. So she called on people to confront what the stakes were going to be in the blood of the thousands and thousands of women and girls that have been forced to become mothers, in the blood of the women who are forced to end their own, to risk their own life in back alleys, rather than become mothers and become enslaved to a life that they did not want and they did not choose. So she engaged in an act of nonviolent, dramatic civil disobedience to illustrate the stakes of that and to call on people to act. So that's number 2, that it's not the Democratic Party and it's not the courts. But there's a 3rd thing to learn from Luna's beautiful example, and it is the determination to put your body on the line to call forward the millions. It's your determination that in the righteous fury of women who refuse to be enslaved, in the righteous fury, you have to act with boldness and with courage and with determination, not by yourself, but to call forward others. And when she was being dragged away by the police on the steps of City Hall, she said, I am not some special example. We are doing this to call on you to act, to call on you to stop swallowing your rage and get in touch with the fury of thousands of years of the patriarchal degradation of women, to say no more, this stops here. And for that, she is being prosecuted. And it is an unjust prosecution that everybody should act to stop. Because again, what she did is what needs to be modeled by thousands and millions right now. And we cannot allow them to put a target on Luna's back. We must act in the next 12 hours. If you're watching this, in the next 12 hours, get others, come and get multiplied. Because this courtroom tomorrow needs to be filled so that people know it's not going to be so easy to take away Luna Hernandez, because she is what we all need to be right here, right now. So I'll end with this from the revolutionary leader again from the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian, who said right after the election that this is not a time for demoralization and despair. It is a time for righteous anger and revolutionary determination, and that's what we have to bring, having Luna's back here today.